Okay, so now you see I've traced out my my basic bodice block. This was my basic, and I've done nothing to it since you've last seen. The only thing I've done was I've retraced it onto a separate piece of paper, and I've also marked out all my balance lines so that you can see this is my bust line, this is my waistline, and this is my hip line at the bottom. So I redrew, or I remarked everything as it was previously, and this is where I will now start making my sleeve, and it's exactly how you should start your sleeve. So if you look at the first part, it says draw a perpendicular line from the arm sky line at 1, touching the front arm sky, and this is on page 24, and the illustration is on page 25. Point number 1, so you actually, so the line, this is the arm sky line over here, this line over here is the arm sky line. So I'm going to take my right angle ruler and I'm going to place it on the arm sky line, like so, and it says it should be touching the front arm sky line. This is the front arm sky line over here. So I'm going to make a line. I'm going to make a mark where I'm starting, which is there, and I'm going to draw a line up like that, perpendicular to the arm sky line, and this is point number 1. And then let's continue on quickly. 1/3 the arm sky measurement. 1/3 the arm sky measurement minus 0.5. Okay, so the arm sky measurement, my measurements are over here. The arm sky measurement, oh yes, this is the arm sky depth. Let me just point this out. This is the arm sky depth over here. The arm sky measurement is when you take your ruler and you place your end, your metal end, on the very corner over here, like so, and you walk your measuring tape on exactly that edge, right around, all the way around, and I get a measurement of 22.5. So they say a third, so we say 22.5 divided into 3 equals 7.5, and I'll make a note of that, 7.5. And they're asking us to 1/3 the arm sky measurement minus 0.5. So we are saying 0.5 divided into 2 is 0.2. So we're saying 7.5 minus 0.2 is 7.3. So our line from 1 to 2 should be 7.3. So from 1 to 2, 1 to 2 should be 7.3. That's what we're going to mark. So we're going and we're finding that 7.1, 7.2. That is point number 2, right? Excuse me. Then number 3, midway between 1 and 2, square across to 4 on the back sky line, mark the balance point, continue the line. So let's start with the first part. Now point number 3 is between point 1 and 2. So that line is 7.3. We know that that line is 7.3 because we just marked it. And then we're going to say divided into 2, which is 3.6. 3.6. That's number 3. right? So the midway point between 1 and 2 is 3.6, and what they want us to do is to take our metal ruler and square across to 4 on the back arm sky, like so, and where that line intercepts the back arm sky, that is point number 4. So, right? See? Correct. Okay. So what I was saying here is 1 to 5 is half the measurement 1 to 3. 1 to 5 is half the measurement 1 to 3. So they wanting to know that the midpoint between 1 to 3. So what was that? 3. Just measure that really quickly. That was 3.4. 3.4. So 3.4 divided into 2 is 1.7. 1.7. That's point number 5, right? Oops. Right, so 1 to 5. Okay, mark the front balance point as shown. Mark adjacent arm sky point. Mark adjacent arm sky point 5A with balance point. Okay, so they want you to take your metal ruler yet again and to mark on the arm sky. You don't want to get that wrong. That point is 5A. Right? Okay. 5A, right, with balance point. Number 6 is front shoulder point, which is there. Number 6. And then 5 to 7 is the 5 to 7, the measurement of the curve 5A to 6. So 5 to 7, 5, and where is 7? There is 7, right? So firstly, let us square our 2 across. Let's square our 2 across like so, right? And then we're going to take our measuring tape and we are going to measure from 5A all the way around to 6. Okay? So we take our measuring tape and we put it on the front arm sky at 5A, walk our measuring tape around, and that is 7.6. Right? So what are we supposed to do with 7.6? So 5 to 7, we are supposed to say, on this number 2 line, we are supposed to say 5. Is it 5.6? Let me check once again. I don't want to get it wrong. From 5A all the way around. It is 7.8 now. Okay, let's do that. 7.8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 7.8 on my measuring tape, because my measuring tape is just easier for me to use. 7.8, which is over there, and I'm going to put it on point number 5 like so, and we're going to pivot that my measuring tape 7.8, which is there, and can you see how it moves around on the 2 line, which is there, and we're going to make that mark like so. See, and that is point number 7 over there. point number 7. Okay, let's see where it says that mark the top of the sleeve as point number 7 is what we did. Point number 8 is back shoulder point, which is here. We're marking that number 8. And then the measurement of the curve 4 to 8 plus 1. Okay, so measurement 4 to 8. Let's see what that gives us. It's 5.5. They want us to plus 1, and we have to half that, which is now 0.5, so it's 5.5. And we are going to mark our point, let's see, 0.9. We are going to mark that on the 3 line. So we have to find our 0.9 on the 3 line. So it's 5.5. Okay, so I'm going to get my measuring tape out and I'm putting my silver point at the end. And I'm measuring and I'm looking for 5.5, which is there. Right there. Right? So that is point number 9. Okay. And then, okay, we got that. 400 plus 9. Yes, we did all of that. So you have to join the lines. At 7, you get a shorter ruler. 7.9. And 7 to 5. Right? And then 10 is the underarm point on the side seam. Mark with a balance point. Where is number 10? This is number 10. Right? And then measure 5 to 11. The measurement of the curve 5A to 10 minus 0.3. So from 10 to 5A, or from 5A to 10, either way. And then 0.3 divided into 2 is 0.1. So we're going to measure that on the curve. Let's see what that gets to. 5A to 10 is 4.2. 4.1. Right, so we got 4.1. So 5 to 11. Where is 11? Let's see. 5 to 11 is 4.1, and that is on the bottom arm skyline right there. So again, we're taking our measurement and we're saying 4.1. So we're going to point number 5, which is over here. We say 4.1, and I'm using it as a pivot yet again. I'm making my line over there, and that is point 11. Right? Okay. And then 9 to 12. 9 to 12 is the measurement 4 to 10 less 3. Okay. 4 to 10. 4 to 10. 4 to 10. Minus 3, so 4 to 10 on the curve. Walk your measuring tape around. That is 5.5 minus 1. 5.5. 1 is 5.4. Okay, so from 9 we are going to measure 5.4 on the 10 line. 5.4, which is there. 4, that is that? 12. Right? So we make that line. Draw your lines in from 5 to 11 and from 9 to 12, like so. And then your sleeve length 7 to 13 is your length to wrist. So right, make sure that you square your 7 point, your point number 7, square down to the end of your pattern and beyond. The size 10 sleeve length is 29. So I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure from point 7 up here, 29, which is down here. Okay. And I want you to square across. Just move this up. Square across both ways. Just see, I don't want it to be skew. Okay. Right, so we did that. Sleeve length, square across both ways for wrist line, which is what we did. Square down from 11 and 12 to wrist line to mark points 14 and 15. So what they want us to do is from 12 we are going to mark down to the line we just did there, and we're going to mark from point 11 down to the wrist line. Right, so down to your wrist line. This is your wrist line, the line that we just made, and then they are going to show us how to, we have to draw in 14 and 15. Sometimes the points, we read past it. Okay, draw in the outline of the sleeve head. Right, so we're going to work here now. Let me just do that. And we're going to zoom in a bit. Like so. And we are going to say the 12 to 9 line, we should hollow the curve 0.7, so 0.7 divided into 2 is 0.3. So in the middle of that 2 points, we're going to say 0.3, which is there. And then 9 to 7, we're raising the curve by 1, which is 5. Like so. And then 7 to 5, raise the curve at 2 centimeters, 1/3 the distance. Okay, so we first have to measure 7 to 5, which is about 8. So we're saying 8 divided into 3, which is 2.6. So we're going to mark 2.6, which is there. We're going to mark it with an X, right? And then what they're saying is we have to raise the curve 2 centimeters, which is 1, at that point, right there, like so. And then from 5 to 11. Hollow the curve at 5 moles. So we are going to hollow that curve inwards 5 moles like so. I know that I'm busy doing it out of my head, but you can use the diagram to see where to hollow and where to raise it. It's very simple once you follow the diagram, but use it as it goes. It's very explanatory. So from now we are going to draw in the curve. Right, so this one we're drawing the curve like so. Right, so it does take some tweaking, but you will get used to it. Right, so from here you are able to draw in the rest of your markings, and I'm sure you'll do it correctly.